Grab a ball, that's all you're gonna need today, or something squishy that you can squeeze in between your knees at times. If you have a magic circle, feel free to incorporate that just to up maybe your challenge level just a little bit. As always, if the internet does something funky, let me know. Ditch the fuzzy socks. Starting to lie on your back. Also, again, good morning. Lovely to have you all here. You're going to press your feet flat on the floor and bring your ball in between your knees. Let your arms be heavy by your sides for a second. And just take a couple of big inhales and exhales. As you hold the ball in between your knees, just take a second to make sure you're not gripping in your hips to do that, but you are using a little bit of your inner thighs, and you're starting to wake up your pelvic floor as you do this. Inhale nice and big. Exhale, push into your feet a little bit. One more time, big breath in. Filling up your lungs against the floor. Exhale. See if you can let your head sink back into the floor, your ribs, your tailbone sink down into like a very soft hotel mattress. And then keeping a little squeeze on your prop. You're going to exhale, let the pelvic floor, the lower abdominals zip up and tuck your pelvis. Feel the spot where your butt meets your hamstrings. Do some of the work as well. And then roll up nice and slowly into a bridge, pushing your feet down into the floor, opening up your collarbones. And then your ribs come down first, really drop them down. The tailbone is still lifted and tucked. And then you roll down. Everything drops and lengthens out. Kind of like if you were to like roll up your yoga mat and then like drop it and unroll it, it like sequentially rolls out. You don't want it to just like drop it, drops and rolls and lengthens. Tucking the tailbone, pressing in on the ball, pushing into your feet with the lower back, tuck and roll all the way up. Reach the fingers up to the ceiling, push into your feet, squeeze your ball a little bit more. Reach your fingers back by your ears, roll the ribs, waist, lower back, tailbone relaxes, and your arms float back down to the floor. 2 more times like that. Exhale, squeeze, tuck the pelvis, push into your feet, send your knees over your toes, close the ribs, reach the arms up, tuck your pelvis towards your face, reach the fingers back, and roll the ribs, waist, lower back, and tailbone down to the floor. This time, let's keep the arms up to the ceiling as you tuck your pelvis without shifting back into your shoulders too much. Tuck the pelvis, press up and over the feet with the knees, close the ribs, hug the ball, tuck the pelvis, reach the fingers back, roll the ribs, waist, lower back, tailbone, release your glutes, and then take your arms back up to the ceiling. Drop the shoulders nice and wide. You're gonna tuck your pelvis, roll yourself back up. As you're gonna turn your palms to face away, and as you, you're gonna bend your elbows wide, and then as you lift your arms, you're gonna drop the hips. And then squeeze your butt up, drop the elbows, and lift. Hopefully you don't have a wall getting in your way. Hinging at the hips here, squeezing the ball, send the knees over your toes. So you're keeping the energy in between your knees and your shoulders. You're not just like dumping all of your energy onto the shoulders. Squeeze the ball a little bit more. 2 more here. 1 more. And come all the way down. Bring your arms all the way down. You're gonna take the ball and put your feet on top. If you aren't using a ball, just lift your heels up, honestly, or grab like a book you can prop your feet up on, right? Or a yoga block. Toes slightly turned out, heels together, so your knees are slightly apart and your toes are slightly apart. Let's keep the arms down, open up the collarbones, Exhale through the abdominals, tucking the pelvis without shifting your weight back too much. See if you can just articulate the pelvis using the abdominals. And then you roll up, reach the knees over your toes. And then roll down. Ooh, cramp coming. Roll down ribs, waist, lower back, tailbone, and relax. And then again, tuck the pelvis without rocking back. So you really have to hold on to those hamstrings. Roll it up. You're going to stay here and push down into the ball. Let it release. Push down. Let it release. 5, close the ribs. 4, lift up through the core. 3, deep breath. 2, relax your neck. Last 1. And then roll it down. Ribs, waist, lower back. And your tailbone releases. Grab those knees, pull them into your chest for a second. Maybe you straighten your legs, maybe you shake them out. Do whatever you need at, this early hour. And here we go. Grab your ball. Let's put it in between the ankles or in between your knees if that feels better for your body. If your hips are not quite, if your hips are kind of tight, maybe between your knees feels better. And find your tabletop. And if you're like me, my tabletop is usually like up here and out here. So make sure it's right on top of your knees and you have a perfect parallel line with your legs to the floor. Arms reach up to the ceiling, drop the shoulders off the ears. Big breath in, feel your spine stretch north to south. Exhale, chin to chest, squeeze the ball, drop the pelvis. Your coffee, your tea, your water is on your pelvis. Don't let it spill onto your face. Good. From here, you're just going to straighten your legs up to the ceiling. Back to tabletop. Out, away from you on a diagonal. Back to tabletop. Up to the sky. And tabletop. Straight out if that feels okay on your back, and bring it in. Hands behind your head is always a good option. If you prefer, again, it's the beginning of class. You're going to go up and down and out and in. I look incredibly matchy-matchy right now, ball and leggings and mat. I should have flipped my mat over for a darker color. One more. I know it's exactly what you guys are all really concerned about right now. Oh, last one, out on diagonal. Come back in. Keep your hands behind your head or bring them there if they're not already. And again, only do this if it feels good. Do one leg at a time if it feels better. Check in with the space between your hip bones. Let it almost expand. You're going to tighten the energy, but let it expand so you're not gripping the hips and they're evenly distributing your weight. You're going to lower the toes towards your butt and up. Toes towards your butt and up. The knees are not moving. You have 3 and 2 and 1. And then you're going to keep the leg in one position, one shape. Lower down. Exhale, lift. If this is too much first thing in the morning, take away the ball, do one leg at a time. Go back to just tapping your butt. Press your hands into your head and vice versa. So really push your head into your arms. Make sure your pelvis isn't rocking. Doesn't have to be super big or super low. One more. And relax back down for just a second. Let your head rock side to side. Oh, guys, that was just hundreds preparation. Don't roll your eyes at me. I know you want to, but that was fine. We're going to do a great hundreds now that we are warmed up. Reach the arms to the sky. Keep the prop if you would like. Classically, it's heels in, toes out though. So if you'd like to reorganize your prop to be like that, you don't have to. You can stay parallel. Arms up to the ceiling. Tuck your chin to your chest. Drop your pelvis and pump your arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, every exhale gets a little lower. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, lower just a smidge. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, lower just a smidge. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, lower a little bit. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, keep the neck relaxed. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zip a little deeper, lower. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, go a little lower. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, go a little lower. 2 more, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, go a little lower. 1 more, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw the knees in, relax your head. I personally feel like we've all been on this journey for a while, and myself included, need to get pushed in our hundreds a little bit so that we can, the original version, Job was crazy, but he was like, down here, and my back can't do that, but we can work to down here all together. I believe in this. So keeping the ball between the ankles or between the knees for our roll-ups, doing the harder version at some point for yourself. Arms up to the ceiling, reach the fingers back behind you. And then as you tuck your chin to your chest, you squeeze in on your prop. Scoop through the belly, roll yourself up. Try to push the feet into the floor. The first one's always like a bad pancake. Don't worry about it. Keeping the legs straight to go up and over, pulling the belly button back. Your butt muscles where they meet your hamstrings are active, so you're not dropping your weight into the floor. And then you tuck your pelvis under, keep reaching the fingers away towards your feet. Keep reaching the heels out away from you as you roll down. Good, inhale back, exhale, chin to chest. Squeeze your prop, soften the knees if you need to. But keep those feet down and trying to keep it out of the hips. Straighten the legs as you lift up off of your hips. Go up and forward, pulling the top of your head forward. Big toes pulling back towards you in parallel. Tuck your pelvis, easy shoulders. Nice big inhale. Maybe you exhale as well. If you're on your way down if needed. 2 more like that. Exhale. Squeeze the ball. If you're like, oh, it's going in my hips, squeeze your ball more. Exhale up and over. Easy shoulders. And then scoop the tailbone under, really activating that spot where your tailbone meets, where your hips, your glutes meet your hamstrings. Oh my gosh. Last one, like you did when you were doing a bridge. Squeeze, 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 squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. And roll it all the way down, nice and slow. And relax. Good. Send your prop off to the side for a second. Grab the right leg in, drop your hip. And we're gonna go for leg circles. So straighten behind the leg or hug behind the leg, lift it up to the sky. Grab a TheraBand here if you would like. You don't have to use one, but it's up to you if you want to. Just point through the toes a couple of times and flex. You point through the ankle, point through the toe, flex through the toes, flex through the ankle. Point, and you flex and flex as the heel lengthens. And then you point and point through the leg. Flex your foot, turn your leg out, press the left side of your body down onto the floor and cross and circle. Cross and around. You can keep the knees soft if that feels better. We try to drop the hip into the floor. Last one. At the top, we reverse. Press that left side down a little bit more. Hug it in towards the right. Make sure it's right below you. Every circle gets a big inhale, big exhale. Last one. And hug it in. And let's take it across. Let's do a little twist. Again, maybe first twist of the day, so take it easy. And use your abdominals, come center. And other side, I'm just gonna switch around so I can actually avoid the wall. Hugging the left leg in. And then take it up straight. Go through a couple of point and flex moments. keeping the hip relaxed, pointing through the toes, flex the ankle as the heel lifts high, lengthen the ankle, point the toes, lengthen the toes without crunching. And then let's flex the foot. Let's press the right side down. Make sure that's not like out the edge of your mat. It's right below you as if you were standing. Turn your leg out, drop the hip. Make sure all that happens from underneath, not the grip in the top of the hip. Cross and circle. Ooh. Cross, hold on to your core as you circle, reach out past. You're imagining a circle in your head that you're tracing, but can you push past the border of that circle just a little bit in all directions? Holding on to the abdominal support. Relax your shoulders. Pressing the right hip into the floor. At the top, we're going to reverse. And go the other way. Cross it over. Yeah. Got two more. Check your neck and shoulders, let them relax. Last one. Up to the ceiling, and then grab that knee and pull it in. Dropping the hip away from your ear. And pull your knee across. Look away. And then come back center. Send your legs long. Flex the feet, dig the heels down. Arms up to the sky. Chin to chest. Head, neck, and shoulders only. Tailbone is still neutral. Or pelvis is still neutral. And then exhale, use the back of your legs here to tuck the pelvis and roll yourself up. Yeah, good. Pull those knees in close. We're gonna go for a little roll. I'm, always trying to make our lives harder. So you can either do two things. You can put the ball in between your knees. You can put the ball up against your chest in between your legs, or between your chest and your legs. My thing with in between the knees is I like it. My only thing about it is that I think it leaves room for like the open close situation that momentum kind of creates. So I like the amount of like squeeze in that it requires, but don't let this open close thing happen. So you're welcome to try variations or just ditch the ball if you're like, that's too much to deal with. Hands come to the ankles, pull those feet in close, tuck the chin, and then tuck your pelvis so much under that your toes literally have to leave the floor. There's no other option. Squeeze your ball wherever you're using it. Elbows are pointing out to the sides. Inhale, roll back. Exhale. Inhale back. Squeeze those arms in. Good. Imagine there's a bowling ball pressing right down into your pelvis. Those are the muscles. Ooh, don't come up too far and let those toes touch. Good. Make sure that you are rolling up and down in one spot. If you notice you're moving towards one side of your mat, it means one side of your abdominals are working more than the other. One more. Very, very nice. Before you do anything else, grab your ball, bring it right behind your rib cage. Roll yourself down carefully to there. Am I gonna hit the wall? Good. Now, if you are Nicole, you're not gonna wanna do this like this. You are gonna wanna get rid of the ball, probably, but you never know. Maybe do a couple, see how it feels, then decide. Everyone, take your hands behind your head, press your feet into the floor, and just let your head relax back. If you feel good, take your arms away from your head and open them up like little cacti arms. Little cactus arms, or goalpost arms. Maybe you feel a little stretch through the front of your shoulders. Maybe. One more big breath in. And bring your hands behind your head. Big exhale. Come back up. Make sure it's evenly underneath of you. The closer The lower down it goes, the more challenging this is probably going to be, the more supportive behind your neck. That's totally fine. That's just the more supportive it is. So you have your level, you get to decide. Pull the right leg in, keep the left foot down, and just notice, can your pelvis is it holding the position of neutral, or is it already trying to tuck? Push down into that left foot, zip up through those lower abs as the tailbone reaches down and away, and let that right knee really come close. And then hold on to that feeling as you straighten the left leg away. And then we're gonna go very slow and smooth here. You're just gonna slowly switch. And slowly switch. Nothing here needs to be quick. Hug the chin in an inch and down. Let the ribs push into the ball, not off of it, but down into it. If you're wobbly, that's okay. That's how we learn to do it better. Keep pressing into the ball and send that tailbone. Almost feels like I'm sticking my butt out a little bit more than I should, but that is how neutral is maintained. And then pull 2 knees into your chest. Let's say bring our hands behind our head, if that feels okay. You can always bring your fingertips to the floor if you prefer. Inhale, legs go out. And exhale, legs come back in. Squeeze them together. Inhale, legs go out. Exhale, legs come back in. Now I know if my legs go lower, that my neutral is like, oh, probably not going to maintain. So you can decide where your body can handle how low your legs can go. Keep dropping the ribs into the roller, into the ball, or roller. Could use a roller here. One more. And knees in. You're gonna take one leg up high behind the calf or knee, not behind behind the calf or thigh, not behind your knee. Send the other leg down low, drop that pelvis. I'm 1 inch too close to the wall. And you are going to switch, again, balancing your coffee or tea on your pelvis. If you want to bring your hands behind your head, that's fine. Whatever your body here needs. It's kind of like a long slope of the lower half of your torso. So in actuality, maybe your T is running down your pelvis rather than balanced. Drop the ribs. One more each way. Good. And then press the knees down. Let your head relax back. Or press the feet down. Let the head relax back. Bring your hands that's not true. You're gonna prop yourself up carefully on your elbows here and push your chest forward and make sure that your head isn't back here or out here, but you're gonna bring it in just a little bit. So it's in line with your spine. Check your neutral. And then bring one leg up, bring the other leg up, turn the knees out and the toes out. And you're gonna start to lower one leg down and lift, and the other leg down and lift, keeping your chest nice and lifted. Making sure the hips are not rocking. But as like one foot lowers, you almost push the opposite hip deeper into the floor. And check that your turnout isn't exaggerating below the knee, but it is the same as the turnout coming from the hip. One more each side. Excellent. And then turn your legs back parallel, maybe straight up to the ceiling, maybe staying in tabletop, not parallel. I'm sorry though. Pilates V, if your legs are straight, lower them down just a little and exhale, lift. Down just a little and exhale, lift. Lengthen your spine, tailbone down, top of the head nice and long, pulling away. Squeeze the inner thighs. So if you're here, you can definitely be in parallel, although it might feel better in turnout if I'm being honest. It's a little bit easier on the hips when you're in turnout or Pilates V. Good. Check your upper body. Have you collapsed into your shoulders? Can you close the ribs up a little bit, but keep the chest puffed away from the ball? Keep the chin in just a little. One more. Bend your knees, put your feet down. Relax back just for a second. Just for a moment. Let the feet come together. Open the knees wide. So soles of the feet together. Open the knees wide. One more big breath in. And then put your feet flat on the floor. Bring your hands behind your head. Lift your, let's start with the left leg today. Just because why not? And then yes, you're going to twist into the right. Twist to the, reset. Your left leg is up. You're going to twist to the left. You're going to twist away to the right as you straighten your leg. Twist to the left. And away. The pelvis is nice and still. You're lifting in and up through that zipper. Close the ribs and push them against the ball. Push down into the right foot on the floor. 2 more. Make sure the right leg is hugging in slightly. It's not relaxed open to the side. You're going to keep your left leg in, twist back to the left, and you're going to lift up an inch and down an inch, up an inch and down an inch. For 5, 4, tailbone down. 3, scoop through the core. 2, last 1, and put your foot down, come center, other side. Lift the right leg up, twist to the right, send the leg away, rotate to the left. Really push your head into your arms and your arms into your head. Can you twist a little more? Each side, drop the tailbone. Make sure the weight is even between your hips. Are you still in neutral? Good. Find that zipper through the front of the pelvis. Maybe your pelvic floor is a little active here. Not even maybe, but let's bring it in. 1 more. Find yourself back over on the right side. Make sure that tabletop is real. Lift up an inch and down. Up an inch and down. As you lift, keep that neutral tailbone pressing down. 4 more. 3, abs pull deeper as your chest lifts. For 2, last 1, center, foot down. Relax. Beautiful. Good. Worst part about this, walk your arms out, walk your feet out a little bit. Use your hands, lift your head up. Oh, roll it on up. Wasn't so bad because the ball was there. Good. Okay, you are going to bring your feet together. That's not true. Keep your feet wide. Pull the belly in, walk those feet in. You have options. Your feet are not touching. You can hold behind your legs or on top of your ankles or straight legs, or you can do a couple of all of those. But we're going to go for our open leg rocker because we haven't done that in a minute. So tailbone is still tucked under. That bowling ball is still pressing down into your pelvis, your uterus, whatever you got. And you're going to scoop, inhale back, exhale. Come back up, but do it better than I just did. Inhale, exhale. Ooh. Good, inhale, exhale. Try straight legs, inhale, exhale. Oh, seriously, so hard. Haven't practiced it in a while. Inhale back, exhale, up. Make sure you don't do that little jump. I think you can't have totally straight arms. You need a little bit of a bend in your elbow. Keep that pelvis tucked under. It's really hard. We haven't done it in a while. My bad. I'm gonna do it more. Good, hold it up, find it. And then bring it on down. Nice job, very nice. Walk your feet out straight. You're gonna do, we're gonna do two versions of this. Take your prop, bring it right in front of your feet so that they are kind of touching, or you can be up against a wall or something along those lines. But you want to have like a contact, maybe a book or something that's less flimsy. It's going to move on you. You're going to take your hands behind your head, those butt muscles that you can wrap under, as if I was going to turn my legs out, open up my thighs, but I'm not. I'm going to wrap those muscles underneath without opening up the hips. So it kind of feels like I'm about to like jump off the floor. Hands come behind your head, pull your head up nice and tall, squeeze the inner thighs together, zip up through those lower abs, send your hip bones forward slightly, and exhale, twist, twist, bring yourself center, twist, twist, bring yourself center. Keep the hip bones forward and the ribs in. Exhale, exhale, inhale, come on back. Exhale, exhale, inhale, come on back. The point of the prop in front of your feet is as if you feel like your hips are shifting and pushing. One is disconnecting and one is pushing more. We don't want that. We want to find that lift from underneath our butt, squeeze in on the inner thighs, bring the hip bones forward. Good, one more each way. Yes, and twist, twist. Come back center. Bring your feet in, open the knees wide. And then you're gonna stick your butt out. You're gonna flat back over. Tailbone reaches back. My bun is being pulled forward. Hold on to your feet, your ankles, whatever. Keep your spine nice and long. Walk the hands out if that feels good. Keep them on your feet if that feels good. And then when you're like, I can't go any further, drop your head. Let it relax down. And just breathe there for a moment. And bring yourself back up. Beautiful. You can flip towards me if you want, or stay where you are, that's fine. Just sit crisscross applesauce, whatever's most comfortable for a second. You're gonna sit on your left hand. Careful if you have any rings or hangnails or dry skin. Take your hand behind your head. You're going to lift up as tall as you just did. Your hip bones are forward, the ribs are in, everything's zipped. And you're just gonna let the weight of your other hand take your head over very gently. I kind of imagine my spine as a tree, my hips as my roots pulling me down, and the trunk going tall, and then the branches are just like swaying over to the right. But if your spine sort of gets limp and saggy here and not super long, it takes out the stretch. I'm not pushing on my head, I'm just letting my weight of my hand, weight of my arm, take it over. Come back up to gently. We're gonna stay on this side. Just giving us a little bit of a break. Find our length once again, lift up tall, up and over. And then as if you're kind of gonna like smell your armpit, take your chin down. And I'm repositioning where my hand is on my head, slightly further back. Again, stay nice and tall, bring your ribs backwards a little bit. Just to get a little bit further back in the neck muscles. Come on up. And we're gonna switch sides. Again, be as gentle or as, forceful as you want, but it's your neck, so don't be really forceful, but like you can sort of keep it very gentle if you like, and sort of apply like no pressure to your arm if you want, just as a way of like guiding it over. And then if you're like, no, I want to really put my hand weight on my head, that's fine, but we're not pushing down ever. Make sure you're not pitched forward slightly, but you're as vertical as can be. Think about the arm that you're sitting on getting heavier and falling down towards the floor. Maybe you roll that shoulder back a little bit. Drop the shoulder of the arm on top of your head. And not even just over, but can you lengthen out just a little? Gently, slowly come back up. And we're gonna switch. You're gonna look down towards your armpit. You're gonna let your hand come a little bit behind your head. Still nice and tall. Still lifting the ribs off of your waist. Try to relax the hips a little bit and use more pelvic floor to keep you tall, more front zipper muscles and the button. One more big breath in and out. Slowly release. Good. And if you're like, that did nothing, let me know. If that's helpful, let me know. If you're like, it's too early in the morning for that, let me know. Maybe you need a little wobble, bobblehead wobble. That's what I'm trying to give. We're gonna lie on your stomach, legs out behind you. No props needed. Hands come right behind underneath your shoulders. Forehead is down. Let the shoulders completely relax for a second. And then you're going to lift the shoulders up, pull them back up to the sky, and the elbows pull down towards your feet. Belly button in so the tailbone is nice and long. Push down into the feet. Tuck that pelvis more. Inhale, lift your head 1 inch off the floor. Go cross-eyed, looking at the floor. And then send your eyes forwards and keep the abs in. The further away you send your eyes, the more we're going to want to drop the abs and drop into the lower back. Our lower back's going to work here. So is our upper back. We don't want to put any extra pressure into that lower back. Your eyes maybe find the wall across the room. They start to look up the wall. And then we're going to exhale, roll down the wall with our eyes, roll across the floor, come closer and drop down. Inhale, lift, pull the belly in, let that pelvis tuck. Again, can it be from the butt muscles and not from the hip flexors? That's hard for me. Lifting up a little bit, pull the belly in more. Good, find a spot where you're like, okay, this is a little bit higher for me than usual, but I'm gonna try to hold it. Take your hands away. Push the feet into the floor. If it bothers your lower back, bring your spine a little bit lower. Hold it for 2, for 1. Hands come down. Keep those shoulders away from your ears, lower down. Take your arms straight underneath behind you, palms face down to the floor. Push your hands into the floor as you inhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Roll the eyes away, tuck that pelvis from right underneath your butt. Belly button lifts in a little bit more. Slide those fingers back towards your toes. And then float the hands off the floor, palms facing down. Again, if it's too much, you lower the chest. Try to keep that pelvis tucked from right underneath your butt. We're not gripping your butt. We're just trying to use the correct muscles. And lower everything down. Turn your palms in to face one another. Reach those fingers away. Inhale, top of the head reaches out away from the toes. And you lift, tuck that pelvis. Let your arms open out to the sides a little bit. Squeeze to your hips. Out to the sides a little bit. Squeeze your hips. You have 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Good, and then lower all the way down. Last thing here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Roll those elbows back. Inhale, lift up without really pushing into your arms. And then when you're like, okay, time to push into my arms, you keep them off of your ears. And then you bend the elbows close as you lower back down. Keep the belly lifted as the spine lowers, and do that one more time. Inhale, belly button in. And then when you're ready, push down, elbows hugging in and pressing back. Yeah, and then bend the elbows, belly in, and lower all the way down. Very nice. Let your hips rock side to side a little bit. Excellent. You're gonna slide your hands forward, elbows come right underneath your shoulders. Good. You're gonna make, no, we're not gonna do that. You're just gonna press your arms down. You can bring the hands together if you want, but try to press the arms down a little bit first. You're gonna tuck your toes, pull your belly in. We're gonna find a plank. Push down into your arms to lift your chest away from the floor. Tuck that pelvis again from right underneath your butt muscles. Reach the heels back. Zip up through the belly button, hook it up. I gotta think of like a big meat hook, pulling my belly in. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften the knees. Slowly sit yourself back into a little child's pose. Walk yourself back there slowly. Let the tailbone fall into the floor, down by your toes. Let the shoulders relax. Maybe flip the palms open. Very nice. You're gonna bring yourself forward again. This time we're on your hands. If you prefer to be on your toes, I'm sorry, on your elbows, that's totally fine. Pull the abs in, find your plank. Try to bring the feet together into a little Pilates V, a little baby first position if you can. And hold this here. Zip up through your belly, long lower back. You're gonna do little push-ups here. You're only gonna go down as far as you can, keeping the back, the shoulders from moving around. Yep, one more. Good, and then soften the knees down. You're gonna walk the hands in just a little bit so we can do a couple of cat-cows here. Inhale, pull the chest up, tailbone up. And then drop your head, press into your feet, press into your arms. You make it as big or as small as you want, as juicy or as not as you want. And then go for circles at your head and tailbone. Loop around, really rolling through all of the hands on the clock. And then reverse. Nice deep breath for all of this. Good, and then I have one more plank for us. Yay! Walk your hands out just a little bit, bring your weight forward. Rather than that little V position with your legs, you're back to parallel. Closer together is harder, just for our information. Farther apart is easier. Pull the abdominals in, zip that belly button, press your legs back. You are going to pick up one foot and put it down, pick up the other foot and put it down, trying to not let anything else move. Good, one more each side. Soften the knees down. Find a little child's pose one last time. That is like the very beginning of what we call front pull, front leg pull. There's a little rock that goes to that. We'll do that next time. If I forget, someone remind me. Take your right leg forward, push into your hands. Pull the right leg forward. Belly button in. Good. And just walk your hands up if that feels good for you. Keep it low if you prefer. If you're about to go sit at a desk all day, really find the openness to the front of your pelvis. Now, open up through the chest now. Slash definitely at the end of the day, you want to find a little bit of a stretch like this too. Lift up through your belly, press that front knee forward an inch. And bring it on down. And then you're just gonna sit your hips back for a second, but not all the way down. Just like stick them back, flex your foot, maybe walk your foot forward an inch, flex your foot. And then I want you to stick your butt out a lot. So a lot of times I see people like this, like super rounded. No, thank you. Stick your butt out. If you need to get propped up a little bit, grab a book, grab a weight, a water bottle to keep you higher off the floor. So you can really find the length in your spine. Not an extra butt stick out, but like a neutral long back. And then we're going to carefully press forward into that foot again. And I want you to take your opposite hand down, tuck the back toes, find a nice little lunge, and we're going to open up to the sky. Hug your front leg, my right leg, in towards your ribs a little bit as you open up the ribs to the sky. Push the hand into the floor. Come on down. We're just going to press back to a little down dog to transfer sides. Press into your hands, press your heels in the direction of the floor. Softness behind your knees so the tailbone can really go up to the sky. Ribs are in. And then use your belly muscles to pull that left foot forward or the second leg forward. Bring your knee down, untuck your toes. Oh my God, my hip. Good, lift yourself up. We did so many swan-y things today because I've just spent the last couple of days just like this at my computer. And I was like, if I don't open up, I'm gonna lose like 2 inches of length in my body. So thanks for joining me for that. Keep your belly in here, tuck that pelvis under. If you're like, I don't get it, I'm gonna go deeper into the stretch, you can lean forward slightly, or you can take the same arm as back leg and tip out to the side. Bring your hand down, send your hips back, walk the foot out if it needs it, flex, grab something to prop yourself up if preferred, if that's a good solution for you. Long spine here. Yeah, so you want your heel to go in one direction and your tailbone to go the other and your head to shoot out in another. So you're kind of like a V of energy, if that makes any kind of sense. Of course, not letting your ribs just push forward like I just did. And then bring your foot down, or bring your leg forward again. Tuck the back toes, opposite arm as front leg, pushes into the floor as you open up. Press back through the heel, hug the belly button in, hug the thigh in towards your chest. Can you open up a little more into into your back space? Can you almost lift off of your arm on the floor? Bring it down. Good, and then just step yourself forward, drop your head over. I have one more thing that I want to do when we roll up, just so you know. Soften your knees, pull your belly in, roll yourself up nice and slowly. There's no rush. Your head is dead last. Good. Once you're here, one last thing. You're gonna take your arm out like this, and you're gonna reach the palm down, close up your ribs. Your head is gonna reach the opposite direction. Bear with me, it's a little bit of a brain teaser. I haven't had my coffee yet. You're gonna bring the fingers in and bring your head in, and then everything opens up. Bring everything in, bring everything out. Letting the head, the top of your head, like my bun and my fingertips reach opposite. My heel is reaching out. And then everything comes in and everything opens up. Maybe you're feeling some nerve endings in your body, feeling what the fudge is happening. One more. And then relax. Sometimes one hand is longer than the other after this, just saying. So we got to even it out. Take the other hand, palm facing out and fingers facing down. Top of the head goes out in the opposite direction. And then bring it in. And send it away. Oh man. And bring it in. And send it away. And you might also feel a little something up here. It's the nerves gliding. If you're ever at your desk and you're like, I'm on this call and I wish it would end, just do this. If it's not a video, don't do this if it's a video. That would be, or maybe you can get everyone to do it if it's a video. One more. Check that your pelvis is relaxed, you're not gripping your butt. And let it go, shake it out. You are all done. Thank you so much. Sorry about the link issue. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks for coming. Have a good one. Thank you, thank you. Let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, thanks. See you later, friend.
Bye.
Bye.